4. See, in case of problem number 1, you have been given with a balance sheet. Out of those data given in the balance sheet, you are asked to compute important ratios. Now here, in case of problem number 4, you have been given some important ratios. You are asked to, out of this ratios, you are asked to pull out the data and fill up the balance sheet. A small balance sheet is given over here. In liability side, you can see there are only 3 items: current debt, long term debt, and owner's equity. And on the asset side, cash, inventory means stock. Okay, which stock is coming to our balance sheet? That is closing stock. And fixed assets. See, you have to here total 5 ratios are given. Okay, and out of these 5 ratios, you have to find out the data and fill up the balance sheet. Okay, just opposite to the earlier one. Okay, now let us come to the solution. Now I'm just reading out the first line. Assuming that a farm has owner's equity of rupees 1 lakh. So only one figure has been given over here, that is owner's equity. Now we have to see first what are the ratio given over here which are related to owner's equity. See this one, total debt to owner's equity, that is 0.6. Another is fixed asset to owner's equity, that is 0.4. So these two ratios are related to owner's equity. So let us first pull out the data out of this two ratio. Okay, let us see the solution. See here, see, I have written the balance sheet here. Okay, owner's equity is 1 lakh. Okay, first ratio is given as total debt. See here, first ratio is given as total debt to owner's equity. 2 means by, that means total debt divided by owner's equity. So here total debt divided by owner's equity is 0.6. Total debt you can find out because owner's equity given as 1 lakh. So I have just written it in the denominator. So your total debt is coming to 60,000. Okay. Similarly, another one is fixed asset to owner's equity. So it will be fixed asset divided by owner's equity, and it is given as 0.4. Okay, so or fixed asset divided by 1 lakh into 0.4. So your fixed asset value is coming to 1 lakh into 0.4, that is rupees 40,000. Okay, so now let us put this figure in your balance sheet. See, fixed asset separately given as separately written over here. So 40,000 I have written. Owner's equity we know, so I have written over here. Now here we have also calculated total debt, but here total debt has been segregated into 2 parts: current debt and long term debt. Okay, so now let's see what are the other ratio we can compute. Understood? Now based on the data we have computed. Now look here, this current debt to total debt. Yes, this current debt to total debt we can compute because total debt we have already calculated. Okay, we can compute this one. Okay, another, okay, so let us compute this one only. Okay, so what is that? Current debt to total debt. Current debt divided by total current debts to total debts. How much it is given? Current debts to total debt is 0.4. Okay, total debt figure is with us. So current debts and total debt we have computed earlier as 60,000. So let us put it 60,000 0.4. So 0.4 60,000 will be how much? Tell me. It will be how much? 24,000. Current debts is equal to 60,000 into 0.4. It will be rupees 24,000. Understood? Done. Now next one. Next, so current debt we have calculated. So let us write current debt here, that is 24,000. So if current debt is known to us, then we can find out the long term debt as well, because total debt we know. Okay, so write down long term debt is equal to total debt minus current debt. Total debt 60,000, current debt 24,000. So your long term debt will be 36,000. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Next ratio we can compute now. So this 36,000 I am writing here. Now you can see the liability side is over, so we can add it up. So it's coming to 1 lakh plus 36 plus 24, that is 1,60,000. See, we know one feature of balance sheet. In balance sheet, your asset and liability total will be equal. So the same total we will write here also. Now see what else we can find out. See here, the next ratio will be, see, two more ratios are left, that is this one, that is total asset turnover ratio, and another is inventory turnover ratio. Okay, total asset, if you see here, we have just now calculated the total asset, so we can find out that one, total asset turnover ratio. Let us do it. Total asset turnover ratio, how much it is given? 2 times. Okay, so it can be written like this. When the ratio is like this, the formula will be turnover divided by total assets. Okay, turnover will come to the numerator and this total asset will come to the denominator. Total asset just now I have shown you, this is 1,60,000. Okay, put it. Turnover is nothing but sales. Another name of turnover is sales. So here it is 1,60,000. So your turnover will be how much? 2 into 1,60,000, that is rupees 3,20,000. Done. Next ratio is what? Another ratio left, that is inventory turnover. Inventory means stock, you know. Inventory turnover ratio, it is 8 times. Okay, now again we have to make the formula. Turnover will come to the numerator and inventory means stock, will come to the denominator. It's 8. Turnover we have computed, it's 3,20,000 divided by inventory equals to 8, or inventory, that means inventory is equal to 3,20,000 divided by 8. So it will be how much? It will be rupees 40,000. Okay, so inventory stock is 40,000. So let us put the figure now. Here inventory 40,000. So we know the balance total. Here fixed asset is 40, inventory is 40. So this will be your balancing figure, BAL figure. Nothing but 1,60,000 minus 80,000, that will be 80,000 cash balance. So your balance sheet is complete. Thank you. Let us now solve another problem on ratio analysis. Okay, this is a different type of problem. Here you have been given with few ratios and few data also, and you are asked to compute certain things, that is sales, sundry debtor, closing stock and sundry creditors. Okay, now here let us see first what are the ratio given over here. See, in my earlier video I have shown you the formula for debtors turnover ratio, and here it is given as debtors velocity ratio. The difference between these two, debtors turnover means how many times we are getting money from a debtor. Okay, now from debtor we are receiving money. So how many times in a year we have received money from a debtor? So always remember the turnover ratio, the result will be in times, and velocity ratio means with what interval. Okay, like it may be interval of 3 months, it may be interval of 2 months. Okay, with what interval we have received money from debtor. Okay, so that is debtor's velocity ratio. So here it has been given as debtor velocity ratio, stock velocity, but this is actually stock turnover because the result is given in times. Okay, next one is creditors velocity ratio, again 2 months, and gross profit ratio as 25%. Next one, gross profit for the year amounting to 4 lakh. This amount is given. Closing stock of the year is rupees 10,000 above the opening stock. Okay, so that means closing stock is 10% above the opening stock. Next one is bills receivable amounting to rupees 25,000. Bills payable amounted to 10,000. Okay, so with this information and the ratio, let us compute this 4 things: sales, sundry debtor, closing stock, and sundry creditor. Okay, so let us start solving it. Okay, now look at the solution. See here, first we are doing it on behalf of National Trader Limited. What are the information available to us? First one is gross profit 4 lakh, closing stock 10,000 above the opening stock. Let's opening stock is X, so closing stock will be X plus 10,000. Now another information given over here is bills receivable 25,000 and bills payable 10,000. So first ratio which we can compute out of this is what? Is the gross profit ratio. Okay, so let us do it. Gross profit ratio given as 25%, or the formula is gross profit divided by net sales into 100, but as this side is given in percentage, so I am not writing into 100. Okay, or gross profit, here it is given as 4 lakh, so let me put 4 lakh here. Okay, or net sales 25%, so net sales will be how much? 4 lakh divided by 25%, or rupees 16 lakh. Done. So we have computed net sales. Okay, so next, what else we can compute? Another thing I just told you, it has been given as debtors velocity ratio. Okay, so let us now compute the same. Debtors velocity ratio, as I said, it should be in month. Okay, so it is given as 3 months. Okay, 3 months. Now let us now let me tell you the formula for the same. Now this 12, that means 12 month divided by debtors turnover ratio. We know the formula of debtors turnover ratio. Okay, so it's 3 months, or debtors turnover ratio will be how much? 12 by 3. Okay, that is 4 times, or debtors turnover ratio will be 4 times. Okay, let me now write the formula. For debtors turnover, it is credit sales because debtor is related to credit sales, so it is credit sale divided by total debtors is equal to 4. See here, total sale is not credit sale is not known to us, so this net sale will be your credit sale. Okay, so it's how much? 16 lakh. Just now we have computed 16 lakh. We have to put a note for this. Total debtors 4, or total debtor will be how much? Rupees 4 lakh. Okay, so we have to put one note here. Note, we have to consider net sales as credit sales, as we don't have been given with any other information. Okay, now what else we can compute now? That is, we can now compute another one, that is stock velocity ratio, okay, or stock turnover ratio, you can say. So let me do that. Stock, I'm writing turnover because the result is given in times. Okay, so it is 8 times. Okay, what's the formula? Formula is cost of goods sold divided by average stock. I discussed with you earlier in my earlier video. Okay, now cost of goods sold, the formula for cost of goods sold is sales minus gross profit. Sales minus gross profit divided by average stock equals to 8. Now sales, here we know sales figure is 16 lakh. Gross profit also known to us, that is 4 lakh, divided by average stock 8, or average stock will be how much? Average stock will be this will be 12 lakh. Okay, so 12 lakh divided by 8, 12 lakh divided by 8 means rupees 1,50,000. Okay, this is average. Average is what? Average stock is nothing but opening stock plus closing stock. Okay, so I'm writing again, or opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2 is 1,50,000. Okay, now we have done this one. Opening stock we have assumed at X and closing stock as X plus 10,000. So let me write it. So X plus 10,000 divided by 2 is 1,50,000, or X, the value of X will be how much? Or the value of X will be this will be how much? Calculate it. It will be coming to 1,45,000. Okay, so X value is 1,45,000. Okay, so X is nothing but your opening stock. Okay, so let me write it. X is, this is opening stock. Opening stock. Then closing stock will be how much? Closing stock will be 1,45,000 plus 10,000, that is 1,55,000. Okay, that is 1,55,000. So we have computed closing stock, we have computed opening stock, okay, we have computed here as total data, okay, total data. We have also computed net sales, okay. So now another thing, as we have been given with the figure of total data, we can see we have been given with bills receivable, okay. So we can find out our sundry debtor, okay. So what's the formula? Formula is total debtor is equal to sundry debtor plus bills receivable or any receivable, okay. So total debtor we have computed as 4 lakh and sundry debtor is not known to us, but bills receivable is known to us as 25,000, okay. So let me put it. Then sundry debtor will be how much? Your sundry debtor balance will be 4 lakh minus 25,000, that is 3,75,000. So we have also computed this sundry debtor, okay. Now next, now let us do another ratio, that is creditors velocity ratio. Creditors velocity ratio, again it is given in months. Velocity ratio will be in months, so it is given as 2 months, okay. Now what, again let me write the formula. 12 divided by creditors turnover ratio, okay, again 2 months. So creditors turnover ratio will be how much? Will be 6, okay. What's the formula? Formula is credit purchase, because creditor is always related to credit purchase and debtor credit sales, okay, to total creditors is equal to 6. Now see, total creditor is not known to us, again credit sale, the credit purchase is also not known to us, okay. Now in order to find out this, we have to do a very important thing, that is we have to prepare a trading account, okay. Let me see, I am doing a trading account. Why I am doing? To find out our purchase. I am doing it manually. Here I am keeping only one amount column, because we need not have to do any kind of adjustment, okay. So let us write particulars amount rupees, again particulars amount rupees, okay. Now let us put the data now. Opening stock we have already computed. Opening stock 1,45,000. What else we know? Purchase, because in trading account, just after opening stock purchase will come, so purchase we don't know. Next item will be carriage inward. See, carriage inward is not given here in the problem, so we can keep it blank. Next, direct expense is wages, as it is not given, so we are keeping a blank. Now let us now put all the direct income part. Sales figure is known to us, we have already computed 16 lakh. And closing stock we have already computed is 10,000 rupees more than opening stock, means coming to 1,55,000. Another figure is known to us, that is the gross profit. Okay, so let us put the gross profit figure as well. Gross profit CD, how much it is? It is 4 lakh. Okay, now balance it. This is debit side and this one is your credit side. Okay, don't forget to write debit and credit, because for any account writing of debit credit is mandatory. Okay, now let us balance it. See this side, we can make a total of this. Okay, because no missing figure, so it's coming to 17,55,000. the same total we will put here, 17,55,000. here this purchase will come as balancing figure. Balancing figure means the difference. Okay, how much is the total now coming? Is 1,45,000 plus 4 lakh means 5,45,000. We have to deduct from 17,55,000. It will be 12,10,000. 12,10,000. Okay, now let us put the amount here to find out total creditor. See here, total this credit purchase, we will this purchase we have computed 12,10,000 will be considered as credit purchase. That also we have to put a note. So 12,10,000 divided by total creditors is equal to 6. So total creditors will be here 12,10,000 divided by 6. Okay, so how much it will be? It will be coming to how much? It will be coming to rupees 2,01,667. Okay, so this is our total creditor. Okay, 2,01,667. Okay, now total creditor, again I am breaking it. Total creditor means total creditors is equal to sundry creditors plus any payable, here it is bills payable. Total creditors we have computed, it is 2,01,667. Sundry creditor is not known to us, plus bills payable 10,000 rupees. So sundry creditor will be how much? 2,01,667 minus 10,000. So it's coming to rupees 1,91,667. Okay, so we have computed sundry creditors. Now what are the figure we need? That means now I'm writing the answer. Sales figure we have already computed, it's 16 lakh. Next one is our sundry data. Sundry data figure we have already computed. Sundry data is coming to 3,75,000. Sundry creditor we have just now computed, rupees 1,91,667. and closing stock is how much? 1,55,000. complete. So our answer is finished. Thank you.